Yeah. We'll see you later on.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to give a warm welcome, please, to Vin Garbutt.
Good evening. Is there anybody here who saw me in Tassie 100 years ago? Aye, that's the first time anybody's ever owned up. That's good. Right then, here's a song called Where the Hell Are We Going to Live? I've got a load of stuff to sell, see, so... In fact, I've got so much stuff to sell it embarrasses me. So I'm going to give you a selection of things, right? And I'd appreciate it. I'm not trying to twist your arms because you haven't heard me yet, but I've got so much stuff to sell there, you know what I mean? And I'd appreciate it if I didn't have a repeat of... I just played in Singapore on the way here, and I took 35 CDs. And I left with 43. So I'm just trying to get, you know what I mean? Play fair. Yeah, I'll give you the chorus to a song and then I'll tell you what it is. Where the hell are we going to live? Where the hell are we going to live? Devils, you are not all way up in the sky, up in the world and a block a mile high. Tell you me friends, I'd much rather die. Where the hell are we going to live? All right? That's the chorus. You'll easily pick it up, is it? It's where the hell are we going to live? Where the hell are we going to live? They'll build you a rat hole way up in the sky, go up in the world. Is this speaker on in the fallback? It might be just my ears. I might have a bit of wax. Where the hell are we going to live? Where the hell are we going to live? They'll build you a rat hole way up in the sky, go up in the world in a block a mile high. I tell you, me friends, I'd much rather die. Where the hell are we going to live? There's a fella called Paul Wright wrote this song 20 years ago. He gave me the word, I haven't seen him since. He lived in a block of high-rise flats in London. I mean, you do all right in Hobart. Your high-rise flats are they're more like exposed cellars, really, aren't they? But he was living in a block of flats of about 50, 60 stories, and he noticed, he's a concerned sort of chap, he noticed people were getting depressed, and some people were getting so depressed they were actually jumping out of the windows of these high-rise flats, and I do agree with him that it is a sign of depression. Anyway, he was so moved by the plight of these people that he actually joined the Samaritans. Have you got the Samaritans in Tassie? Good. Well, anyway, he joined the Samaritans and he actually ended up offering his own window to anybody, you know, which is not, it's not as daft as it sounds, because with him living on the ground floor, there's a couple of elastoplasts and he was, you know, a cup of tea. Anyway, no, it's actually, if you live in a block of flats for a short while, it's great because you have lovely views, but if you're with a family and you're stuck there, the council stick you there for life, it's not a good spot. Where the hell are we going to live? Where the hell are we going to live? They'll build you a rat hole way up in the sky. Go up in the world in a block a mile high. I tell you, me friends, I'd much rather die. Where the hell are we going to live? Where the hell are we going to live? Where the hell are we going to live? They'll build you a rat hole way up in the sky. Up in the world in a block a mile high. Tell you, me friends, I'd much rather die. Where the hell are we going to live? Well, now me and them are married, we're trying to settle down. All we need's £500,000 for to buy a 2 up and 2 down. Where the hell are we going to live? Where the hell are we going to live? They'll build you a rat hole way up in the sky, up in the world in a block a mile high. Tell you, me friends, I'd much rather die. Where the hell are we going to live? Well, me run the council housing list, number 6005. Due for a house in 2001, that's assuming we're both still alive. Where the hell are we going to live? Where the hell are we going to live? They'll build you a rat hole way up in the sky, up in the world in a block a mile high. Tell you, me friends, I'd much rather die. Where the hell are we going to live? When it's all a bleeding fiddle, forgive me for big and sun road. I know we can can save up a mortgage right now if the two of us stop eating food. Where the hell did we go to live? Where the hell are we going to live? Devil, you are not way up in the sky, up in the world that a block a mile high. Tell you me friends, I'd much rather die. Where the hell are we going to live? Where the hell do our kids play? Where the hell do our kids play? No ball games allowed, keep up the grass, keep out of the way, don't block the pass. You can shove your plans right up your. Where the hell are we going to live? Where the hell are we going to live? Where the hell are we going to live? Devil, you are not way up in the sky, up in the world that a block a mile high. Tell you me friends, I'd much rather die. Where the hell are we going to live? They're building battery farms for people where houses once stood before, where there used to be just one family. They now try to cook 24. There's no shops, playgrounds, no boozers in the architect's great plan. Well, you may want to live like a chicken, my friend, but I want to live like a man. Where the hell are we going to live? Where the hell are we going to live? Devil, you are not way up in the sky, up in the world that a block a mile high. Tell you me friends, I'd much rather die. Where the hell are we going to live? Where the hell are we going to live? Where the hell are we going to live? Devil, you are not way up in the sky, up in the world that a block a mile high. Tell you me friends, I'd much rather die. Where the hell are we going to live? That was where the hell are we going to live? I know it's a bit early for joining in choruses and that, but if you have a few more drinks and you're in the mood for singing, you will find that most of my choruses are interchangeable, and I'll probably use that one a few times tonight. I've got a request for this one. There's a song called Carolanne Kelly. It's a sad one. It's about 1983. There was a little lass in Belfast shopping for her mother, and there was a bit of a battle in the streets with plastic bullets and bricks and bottles getting flung all over the place. And she was hit with a plastic bullet, and I don't know if you've ever seen one, but they're not little dinky doos. You're off your feet if you get hit with one. And anyway, she was hit with this one, and I wrote this little. It's an anti-revenge song, this. So all the very best. So just a cheer. I mean, I know there's a few of you who probably come out thinking you're going out for a good night. Yeah, Carolanne Kelly. Carolanne Kelly, pretty young lady, 39's birthday, looking for some. Not so for you, dear, never a new year we'll share with you here. Your time has come. Innocent baby, born without badness, singers of gladness christened you here. 12 years of growing, love of life showing, girl never knowing your mother's fear. Little girl walking, laughing and talking to herself, joking without a care. Evening was drawing, daylight was glowing, not in the last sunbeam on the night air. sparking. Dogs they were barking, cheering in hell. Young soldier shaking, little girl quaking, bang, bruising, breaking, little girl fell. Bullet of plastic, athlete to spastic, action so drastic within the law. Boy in his Jeep now, how does he sleep now? Pretty young ladies, pretty no more. A knife for a knife, it never has worked yet. Retaliation never can end. Evil abused your Carolanne Kelly. Evil will use you now that you're dead. Yeah, that was called Carolanne Kelly, that one. It's amazing. I think I'm getting a request from one of my ancestors. Well, it's gone, no, Tasmania, how's this affect on me, you know? I lost it, I lost it, it'll come back. That last song, see, you know, I like to think that people who go to folk concerts are a bit more sensitive than people who go to, you know what I mean? I remember, but it's amazing how you can upset somebody without meaning to. You might even leave not even knowing you've upset somebody, and they'll hold a grudge against you for the rest of your life. I can remember, what was it? I was late for a folk club in Birmingham, England. And this is just how somebody can hold a grudge against you. Because you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And I was late for this club, and when I got there, I knew there was an audience that paid and were getting a bit anxious, and the organisers were worried. So I rushed in, and there was a lad outside with he had a placard, and he was campaigning for animal rights, right? Now, if I had time, animal aid, in fact, I don't know if you got animal aid in anyway. If I had time to have an atta with him, we'd have had a lot of common ground, you know, but I was in a hurry, you know. And I rushed past him, and he said, what do you think of animal aid? And I just said, I'd never drink it, mate. And out of the corner of my eye, I could see I'd upset him. So just trying to sort of, you know, smooth the waters a bit, I said, honest mate, I haven't even got a blender. A grudge was gone, right? That's the way it goes, I can't, you know. You can't win them all, can you? This next one's me, those last two were on that cassette there. This next one's my Christmas hit. Yeah, oh, lie. This is a Christmas hit. I've got a CD there, look. There's only one song on it, but if it goes down well, I'll get some more done. Yeah. I'm sorry, I only understand English and Tasmanian. What was it going to do? Did I mention the song I was going to do? It'll come to me. Christmas hit. A song called the Potash Song. I live in the northeast of England. The northeastern corner of Yorkshire, which is still, it's the county of Cleveland, see? And it's where Captain James Cook came from. Maybe I shouldn't have mentioned that, but anyway, Captain came from there. And I live 3 miles from the deepest mine in Europe. It's the potash mine. They dig potash for fertilisers, and they also dig salt to put on the roads in the winter. If there's anybody from the southeast of England, they probably don't know what I mean by the roads. No, not roads, it's just in the southeast, they don't have to eat them. So, anyway. We live in this old farmhouse, right? I live in an old farmhouse on the cliff top, and this mine goes under the ground and out under the North Sea for several miles, and it passes under our house. And we've got this it's an old stone house, about 200 years old, and an old soak-away sewage system, and apparently it drips. I wasn't going to tell you that, actually. But anyway, it's the only shaft in the mine complex where they have to wear pith helmets. Anyway, when you're digging out the ash, you're raking in the cash. You might think you're doing very well. But when you're underneath the sea where no man ought to be, it's like knocking on the deepest door of hell. All right? Look at that. That bit about where no man ought to be. A fella came up to me with a tear in his eye, and I thought, that's not a sensitive song. It was after this song. And I said, what's up? He said, I used to live in ought to be. When you're digging out the ash, you're raking in the cash. You might think you're doing very well. When you're underneath the sea, where no man ought to be, like knocking on the deepest door of hell. When you're digging out the ash, you're raking in the cash. You might think you're doing very well. But when you're underneath the sea, where no man ought to be, it's like knocking on the deepest door of hell. When you're digging out the ash, you're raking in the cash. You might think you're doing very well. When you're underneath the sea, where no man ought to be, like knocking on the deepest door of hell. Well, there's a place round here that all the men do fear. It's deep and dark and hot and dusty too. But when you're up the door, it's time to sell your soul. You're still earn a decent bob or two. Cause when you're digging out the ash, you're raking in the cash. You might think you're doing very well. When you're underneath the sea, where no man ought to be, like knocking on the deepest door of hell. Work's so hard to find, there's no place but the mine. The wages that they pay are very good. Your missus wants a car, microwave, a breakfast pie. You take the chance of paying in your blood. Cause when you're digging out the ash, you're raking in the cash. You might think you're doing very well. When you're underneath the sea, where no man ought to be, like knocking on the deepest door of hell. Safety man agree, it's as safe as it can be. Be careful when you ride the big machines. Just think about your pay and live from day to day. Hope that they don't come and haunt your dreams. Cause when you're digging out the ash, you're raking in the cash. You might think you're doing very well. When you're underneath the sea, where no man ought to be, like knocking on the deepest door of hell. Staines and Loftus Town, all the places round from Skelton, Nagging down to Whitby too. If you think you're tough and don't mind working rough, come down, it might be just a place for you. If when you're digging out the ash, you're raking in the cash. You might think you're doing very well. When you're underneath the sea, where no man ought to be, like knocking on the deepest door of hell. Well, there's a place round here that all the men do fear. It's deep and dark and hot and dusty too. But when you run the door, it's time to sell your soul. You're still earn a decent bob or two. Cause when you're digging out the ash, you're raking in the cash. You might think you're doing very well. When you're underneath the sea, where no man ought to be, like knocking on the deepest door of hell. actually, one song leads to another. He's another mining song. This is a coal mining song. Some of you from England might remember coal mining. It used to be an industry not so long ago. There's still loads of mines and they're still full of coal, but there's nobody getting it out anymore. We're busy emptying the seabed. All the very best. Yeah, I meant to bring this. Yes, this is North Sea oil. And I brought it from England just to show you what they've gone on to from coal. And it's not bad actually, it's a fuel. Hey, it's a song called If I Had a Son. This is a beaut song. The folk tradition is alive and well. It's a living thing, you know. It's not just old songs. There's old ones, modern ones, and the good ones amongst the modern ones will end up old ones, won't they? And I met a fella called Phil Millichip. I hear loads of songs. I actually hardly ever listen to records or radio, but I'm in folk clubs and things all the time. And there's the tradition of supports or floor singers. Some clubs in England will have up to half a dozen singers on before you, you know. And this lad Phil Millichip got up and sang 2 of his own songs in South Wales, and I thought, oh, fantastic. His whole family are coal miners, and there's coal miners that fight like hell to keep the mines open, but there's not a coal miner living that wants his own son to follow in his footsteps and go down the mine. So they actually want a better way of life for their offspring. And in fact, I think what happened autumn before last, I think Michael Heseltine, back home, Michael Heseltine, a minister for whatever he's minister. What's he the minister for? Well, then he's minister anyway. And he got a copy of the Durham Miners Songbook. Now, coal mining songs are all aspirations to a better way of life, you see. And I think he was genuinely moved by the Durham Miners Songbook, and he's been reading it out to John Major. You know, he's going, this is terrible, this, John. Have you read the conditions in the mines? Terrible. They've been going on for 200 years now. There's people dying. It's shocking. Listen. He said, we must do something about it. And they did. They shut all the mines. And they missed the point about the better way of life being the substitute. But here we go then. If I had a son. My Christmas hit this off the CD, this one. Oh, hello. There you go. If you want to join in, it's if I had a son, he'll never go down there to work all his days in a damp, dingy hole. They can close every pit from Bedwast to China. They've broken me body and soul in search of the dirty black coal. All right? When I was a boy, I was ready and willing to act like a man and to work for me pay. So I went underground when the hooter did sound, and I worked all my best years away. And I've seen men go down there and never returned. I've seen men who lived but had wished they were dead. When the choices you eat or go hungry, you see that your children are fed. And if I had a son, he would never go down there to work all his days in a damp, dingy hole. They can close every pit from Bedwast to China. They've broken me body and soul in search of the dirty black coal. I remember the man who was trapped in the seam with 2 tons of coal on his head. As I lay in the dark to the beat of me heart, I remember the words that all this hell alive. I'll turn me back on the blackness and pain. But what else could I do? Tell me, where could I go? So I put on me pitchforks again. And if I had a son, he would never go down there to work all his days in a damn dingy hole. They can close every pit from bedwars to China. They've broken me body and soul in search of the dirty black hole. As I walk o'er the mountain, the memories they're still, though they've covered the scars of the land, with the grass that grows over the desolate wastes, and nature has given a hand, for they can't put new breath in my body, nor heal all the scars they can find, nor bring back the friends who were dead and long gone, nor lay them to rest in my mind. And if I had a son, he would never go down there to work all his days in a damn dingy hole. They can close every page from bedwars to China. They've broken me body and soul in search of the dirty black hole. Now I take all the tablets the doctors prescribe, and I rest when I'm climbing the stairs, and I curse every day for my youth thrown away, and I wonder if anyone cares. When I look at the child in the faded old photo, and I feel what is left of the man, I remember a dream that was crushed in the seam, digging coal in the bowels of the land. And if I had a son, he would never go down there to work all his days in a damp, dingy hole. They can close every pit from bedwars to China. They've broken me body and soul in search of the dirty black hole. Yeah. I'll give you a couple of tunes on my whistle. All the very best. Bedwas. Bedwas is a place in South Wales. If you were trying to work out what that was, Bedwas to China. Actually, the only reason that's come to mind is I sung it in Bedwas is in South Wales near Caerphilly, and I sung this in North Wales in Clwyd. shouted out, "Where's Bedford?" And I said, "You should be ashamed of me, you call yourself Welsh." Anyway, unbeknown to me, the organisers rushed in and they threw him out. And the poor bloke was from Glasgow. I didn't know. They chucked him out. And that's not the end of it as well, because I was down in Caerphilly. I was down in Caerphilly and I sung the song, and somebody came up to me and asked me where China was. Hey dear. Hey, could I organise a glass of Guinness? Paul, can I have a glass of Guinness? Thank you very much. I'm having trouble with the lager. I'm getting wind. You know, I'm not used to lager. It's full of bubbles. I know it's a wind instrument, but still. But I play this with my mouth. And a bit of magic pop. I don't know what this is. I can't remember it. All sound the same to me. I said I'm nearly there, hang on. Is that the right one? Yeah. I haven't finished, who's that? I don't know, I can't remember what that was. Yeah, the second one was an Irish tune. No, it was the Virginia Reel, preceded by another one. Actually, can anybody, that first tune, there's a bit in it that goes. There was a tune in the hit parade, I can't remember when, it was probably about 1960 in Britain, whether it was here or not. And it was, here it is. You see, anybody, is there any poms in here? Yeah. Oh, right, the poms in here, that's it. It's in Africa, isn't it? Sorry about that. Have you noticed when my echo comes back, it's a much higher pitch? Here goes over. Anybody remember that? Nobody remembers it? It just struck me. It wasn't Jerry and the pacemakers, nah. Apparently you're all wearing them now as well. I think you're better singer than me, lad. Get over here.
I'm from Anglesey!
You remember Mendelssohn? Is it? Can't be, nobody's that old. Give me a pint of what he's drinking. Here, all the very best. Yeah, I don't know what this is. It's a good one though. Actually, that last tune that I was trying to tell you about was written by a fella called Russ Conway. Does that ring a bell? It doesn't with me. And in fact, the last time I heard Russ Conway, the last time I heard the name Russ Conway was in America. It was in I thought it was in a fast food restaurant for babies. That's right. By the way, this is called throwaway humour. It took me 25 years to develop throwaway humour. You want the bloke that owns that sea lion that was clapping earlier on there? Huh? I usually bring a bucket of fish, you know, because there's always at least one sea lion at my bucket. Anyway. Oh yes, I've worked out that if you can get 5% of an audience to laugh at your patter, 95% will think they've missed something. It's going to work very well. There you go then, done. Go in here. Hi. Oh, I said, I'm knackered now. Are we at a high altitude here? God, it's definitely rarefied the air though, isn't it? Yeah, all the very best. Yeah. By the way, I'm open to requests if anybody can remember any songs. Can't remember it. Hey, no, I've got a shocking memory, me, though. In fact, what was it you asked me for? Oh, no, I can't remember that. Can't remember you asking me to do it either. What? Oh, hell. They haven't been written, these. The good ideas, I've got them, but they haven't written yet. Hey, no, I took, oh, no, that's over the top, that's racist. Hey, I've got a good one. This was requested, actually, this was requested in Hobart. It was about 12 years ago, but they did ask me to do it, you know, in the future, they said. It's a beauty, this love. It's a little unaccompanied song that's supposed to make you feel good. It's called It Couldn't Be Done. But it's actually about, you can do most things. If you keep away from the pessimists, you can do most things. I found this poem in an old book. I've stuck it to a tune. I've made the mistake of using I've made up the tune, but it's a jig. It wasn't supposed to be, but it came out a jig. And although the song's called It Couldn't Be Done, it occasionally comes out as Couldn't Be Doodle. There's nothing I can do about it, it just does. Right? But if you're feeling depressed when you come in tonight, this is supposed to make you feel stoic. Right? Eh?
Stoic.
Eh? Right then, here we go then. Somebody said it couldn't be done. Hey, somebody said it couldn't be done. Listen. Well, somebody said that it couldn't be done. He with a chuckle replied that maybe it couldn't, but he'd be the one who wouldn't say so till he tried. He lifted his chin with a slip of a grin on his face. If he worried, he ate it. He started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. Somebody said he'll never do that. Nobody ever has done it. He took off his coat and he took off his hat, and the first thing he knew he'd begun it. He lifted his chin with a slip of a grin without any doubting or quit it. He started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. There's thousands to tell you it cannot be done, thousands to prophesy failure. There's thousands to point out to you one by one the danger that wait to assail you. But just buckle in with a slip of a grin, just take off your coat and go to it. And just take a in as you tackle the thing that cannot be done, and you'll do it. I somebody said that it couldn't be done, and the chicken replied, maybe you couldn't put it to one, I wouldn't say so to try. Hey, and on his face, would he hit it? He started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. Yeah. He's a one called, I've got a bit of jet lag, that's my trouble, you know. When I say I've got a bit of jet lag, I've got some rock wool off a Qantas plane. I'm selling it during the interval. Right. Throw away humour, so you've got 5% laughing over them, do you? Brilliant. I love that, mate. Oh, I do that. It's like today, where were we today?
Single people need it.
Right, fair enough, that's fair enough. I don't know what I object. We went for a walk today, and we sat in the car, and I saw this sign. I think phonetically, you know, like there's a place in England called Yeovil, and I saw a road sign in Yeovil. Just outside Yeovil, it said Chard, Axminster. And now, to me, in Middlesbrough, that means burnt carpet. Sorry, I don't know if it's the same here. But there it was. And Chard, Axminster said the both time. And there was another one that said Bognor Regis. Now, Bognor Regis. Hey, now I did a bit of Latin at school, and that does mean the Queen's toilet. It does. There was another one. Oh, I saw one today, just here. Only I made the mistake, actually. I was sat in the car and looked in the mirror, and I saw this sign, and it said, it said cart slough guns. I said, cart slough guns? I thought, what the hell's a slough gun? Then I realised I was looking in the car mirror, and it said,
Snug.
Snug. Can't remember now. Cart slough guns. Cart slough guns. Slough guns. It's cart slough guns. That was it. It was snug. What? Falls. That was it. Falls. Slaff guns. It was slaff guns. Snug Falls track. That's what it was backwards. Snug Falls track. I was like, cart slaff guns. What the hell is a slaff gun? Here. This is a good one. This is a good one. It's a song called "This Is Me Christmas Hit." Right. You'll be into this. It's a song called. It's a song called Nawa Song. And this was written in 1988. It was before the Gulf War, and it was about there was a photograph of a Kurdish refugee girl, and she was in a refugee camp in Turkey. As it happened, she'd gone out of the frying pan into the fire because the Kurds were having a load of hassle there. And there wasn't much in the papers, a snippet in fact, but they had this photograph of a little lass. All her family had been killed by Saddam's chemical bombs, which you probably read about after the Gulf War or during the Gulf War, because he was a goodie then, you see, when he was gassing the Kurds. What was that? Well, give me a pint of Crown then, please. I'll have a Crown. Just had a recommendation for a Crown. Right. The Guinness is alright as well. Anyway, and our government was sending loads of arms, and he was a goodie, see, and there was nothing in the papers about him being a baddie, and he was gassing these Kurds. As soon as he attacked oil-rich Kuwait, of course, the papers were full of what he'd done to the Kurds. But there's some funny things going on. But this is a pre-Gulf War song called Nawa Song, and that was the name of the little lass. There is news from afar of a sad and sordid war on the border of Turkey and Iraq. There is gas in the air, dying everywhere, and a trail of ailing peasants gazing back. For time and again came the troops and the planes, and a cargo of a poisonous load, as the children all ran from their homes in Kurdistan. Some were blinded, some died upon the road. Little Nawa was 8 when the slaughter reached its heights, and her family and friends were cruelly slain. Like the Christ child in flight, she fled in dead of night. Should the flak from Iraq come back again? When asked what she saw, she sat down to draw, for her plight was too frightful for words. And a dainty dark-eyed girl gave her drawing to the world like 1,000 words on the murder of the Kurds. For time and again came the troops and the planes, and a cargo of a poisonous load, as the children all ran from their homes in Kurdistan. Some were blinded, some died upon the road. music faded fast, and concern over little Nawa's fades. But still there's no ease for those hapless refugees, whose pleas for justice must be heard through barbed wire gates. For our united nations prefer the smooth relations with the tyrants than a frightened dark-eyed child. Oh, can there be more to gain to befriend Saddam Hussein and defend the innocents he has defiled? For time and again, in the troops and the planes, and a cargo of poisonous load, and the children all around from their homes in Kurdistan. Some were blinded, some died upon the road. I'm going to give it a break after this next song, right? We'll have a little interval after this. That was called Nawa's song. Always goes down well, that one. Yeah.
Cheer it up.
All the very best. I haven't got a spare microphone, have we? I mean, I reckon all the towns should have a go. Hey, it's great though, isn't it? Tasmania is blooming great. Oh, hell. Do you know? Oh. Yeah. What's this? Hey, this is my piece of resistance and a good finisher. It's a song called, oh, this is my Christmas hit. Christmas hit of one of them. Can't remember which one. Might not even be on any of them, actually. Huh?
Is that your latest?
That's my latest, that CD. Well, there's a new one in the pipeline that's not out yet. Right? I've decided, because nobody buys me old albums, because of the songs, I've done a Cliff Richard's cover versions of all Cliff Richard's hits, and I'm hoping that will actually send me, you know what I mean? Right? Eh? Well, I tell you, there's a lot of cells in England, and Cliff Richard might be in one of them. I don't know. Whether he has his name on him, I don't know. Anyway, he's a good look. What was that request? Oh, yeah. He's an Australian one. I haven't done this for ages. It's just, somebody's reminded me. I'll probably forget the words. I got this of Martin Wyndham Reid, who used to live in Melbourne. Well, was that for Martin Wyndham Reid or for Melbourne? Well, anyway. And it's an Australian song, and oddly enough, it's called Gentle Annie, and I've actually seen a Gentle Annie hill here in Tasmania when I was doing the Longford Festival. Up near Longford, there's a Gentle Annie hill. So whether the song's from Tassie, I don't know. But it's an unusual song. I'm not saying it's unusual because it's Australian, right? Don't get me wrong. But in it, it's about a young lass. It's about a young lass who lives on her father's sheep shearing station. And as a matter of fact, you probably didn't know this, but there's a place south of Sydney that was actually named after the byproduct of the sheep shearing industry, and they started to make these things that you banged to wake up children for school without waking the parents. It's made out of woolen gum. You might have heard them. I don't know if they still use it, but you just make the kids. Anyway, you can't get them. No, you can't get them now. You can't. No, you can't. You can't. He can't claim to have one. He hasn't got one. Take all those off. Even if he does have it. Here we go. Gentle Annie. Here we go. I saw that in a film actually, though. In a restaurant. I can't remember her name. Oh, the harvest time's come, gentle Annie, and you my don'ts are all scattered around the field. I'll be anxious to know, gentle Annie, how your little crop of oats are going to yield. Oh, your mutton is very sweet, gentle Annie, and I'm sure it can't be packed in New South Wales. I do bet they're poor defence around those cabins. Oh, they'll all get eaten up by the snails. Oh, you'll take my advice, gentle Annie, and you'd better watch old Chappie going away with his bag over his saddle. For he stole some knives and forks the other day. No, your bullocks near yokes, gentle Annie, and I know with you I can no longer stay. So I'll bid you farewell, gentle Annie, and I'll meet you on another threshing day. I will sing farewell, gentle Annie, for you know with you that I can stay no more. So I'll bid you adieu, gentle Annie, you're the little dark-eyed girl that I adore. Yeah, we can have a rest. We'll see you in a bit.
He said quite rightly that he doesn't do his justice to his own songs by singing for himself. He knows the limitations of his voice and his playing.
Somebody, I mean, I think there's a couple there that Tony and I could probably have a go at.
Well, you should tell him.
Yeah.
Delighted by
Sort
that.
of,
Yeah, this is moving up.
He's just saying he was doing
The file. Yeah. Yeah.
quite smart though.
Sounds really good. I understand a bit mediocre. Big body, yeah.
So they knew that signpost that you're on about. I told him where it was exactly. I reported this recently.
Hey, welcome back. Hey, well, do you know, I have just sold so many CDs and cassettes. I'm overwhelmed. Do you know that? I'm absolutely out. What can a man say? No, to be honest, now that I've got rid of them, I wouldn't have one of them CDs if you gave us one. You know that. Sick of it. Oh yeah, he's a good name. What is the name? Here's a song, it's not on it. I haven't recorded this, on any of them. It's not on the next one, because that's done. It'll be the one after next. But there's a fella called Brian Bedford, lives in England. He sings unaccompanied, a cappella, with two lasses in a trio called La Artisan. And he's such a good songwriter, and he wrote this song called Wings. And it's if this doesn't, no. And I can guarantee somebody's going to come up at the end and say, which album is that Wings on? I'm going to think, yeah. I could have been a giant, said the bonsai tree. Someone bound my roots and held me down. What's the matter? My fly's open, isn't it? It's a serious song, is what's going on? Get in the right mode, are you? You're in the right mode, you know. No, no, this isn't Terry, you take an hour. You take 2 hours. You know. I could have been a giant, said the bonsai tree, but someone bound my roots and held me down. I could have reached the heavens and the snowy owl, but they clipped my wings and kept me on the ground. I think I heard them tell me that they loved me, they care for me, without them I would die. What's the use of roots if you can't spread them? What's the use of wings if you can't fly? I could have been a singer, said the minor bird, but they caged me and they told me what to say. I could have run forever, said the pony, but they bridled me and made me go their way. I think I had them tell me that they love me, they care for me forever, so it seems. What's the use of voices without freedom? What's the use of living others' dreams? Why do people cage the things they love the most? Is it simply that they fear to be alone? If you give your love its freedom, it may stay a while. If it leaves you, it was never yours to own. I could have found adventure, said the angel fish. Now my world's so small there's nowhere left to go. I could have ruled a kingdom, said the lion. Now the land inside my head is all I know. I think I had them tell me that they love me, to care for me and tell me it's alright. What's the use of life without adventure? What's the use of strength if you can't fight? I know I had them tell me that they love me, but care for me, without them I would die. But what's the use of roots if you can't spread them? What's the use of wings if you can't fly? Thanks very much. That was, what was it? Wings. I bet you want to know which album it's on, don't you? It's a good one, now and then. Brian Bedford, remember his name? Sure, they've named a town after him now. So popular. Oh, if you've never visited Brian, it's a lovely town. All the very best. There you go. Here's a song there. Oh yeah, it's a goodness. Here's a song called The November Wedding. Now this is a smarmy love song. I wrote this in one of my rare moments of smarm. I was at a wedding, and something was terribly wrong with the wedding. The congregation, the bride's family, there was an air of menace. And this is a wedding. The families looked as though it was going to boil over, and you know what I mean? The only thing that both families appeared to have in common was a dislike for the bride. Right? Anyway, a friend of the groom had a tin whistle, right? In fact, it's fortunate that the bride hadn't come on a horse. Anyway, he took his tin whistle. I think I got about 8% there. It's about 8%. I can't complain. He went up into the chorister's balcony with a tin whistle, and he played a tune called The South Wind, an Irish air. In fact, it's a Christmas hit, this. It's a Christmas hit on the CD. I'll play the tune. Imagine this. Can I have a bit of that magic, you know what I mean? Before they had reverb, you know, technological, the advances in PA systems nowadays, with these reverb things, you can make this sound like the bloomin' Albert Hall, you know, but electronically. What? Oh, see that? I mean, to get that sound 20 years ago, you had to open the gents' toilet. All of them. Yeah. What did I say? Oh, the South Wind. Imagine this going around the church. Well, that melody, that tune, it went round the church. He was up in the chorister's balcony with that tin whistle. He played the South Wind. It went round the church, transforming. Oh, I tell you, what was a non-event became. Oh, you know what I mean? It was, oh, I'll never, you know what I mean? Anyway, as I left that church, I decided to write a song about it. And there were two melodies in my head, the South Wind, that one, and the one the organist had been playing, which was you know that one, don't you? Well, anyway, it was such a lovely tune. I'd never heard it before. And apart from all else, it was the first time I'd ever heard it on a typewriter. Fantastic. Anyway, I wrote Unfortunately, I chose that tune to write the words to. My intention was to write the words to the tune, and then when I had all the lyrics, write my own melody. But a friend of mine pointed out that that tune was written by Johann Sebastian Bach. And I had to agree with him that I probably wouldn't write a better one. So I'm stuck with this. It's called The November Wedding. It's a smarmy little song, but it's about women tend to like it, but blokes tend to vomit. And before anybody shouts sexist, so I said that in England, so I was in Middlesbrough where I live, somebody shouted sexist, and that sort of thing worries me. I thought, hey, maybe it was a sexist remark, and I don't know. And then I played in Wolverhampton the following night, and there was 3 women vomited. It was right across the board. It wasn't sexist at all. Right then. Here we go, it's a smarmy little love song. Dancing and singing, bell ringing and bringing in flowers in springtime, in autumn for you, love, with thoughts of the true love that I hold for you, love. For I have no other, it bothers me not that my lot is with you. For a lifetime and longer, my love, it grows stronger, it knows no bounds. Sounds of the south wind and whistling and wedding rings glistening on fingers, and singers of songs raising voices, rejoicing the joys of each other as partners in marriage, the carriage that carries us into the future, with presents material, feelings ethereal, casting the fear of all trouble and strife that this life has to offer. The coffers of nature are open to creatures as gentle and charming as you love my true love, and I have no other. It bothers me not that my lot is with you. For a lifetime and longer, my love, it grows stronger, it knows no bounds. Thank you very much. Anybody bad? Anybody bad? Oh, it's done all right there. No matter. You're all the very best.
6 gold stars!
Thanks very much. Well, even at school, I bet I could manage a 3. No matter. What's this then? All right. Oh, good one, good one. I've had a request here, look. What was it? Can I, now this is the title track of my Christmas hit. It's a peculiar song and it's a long one. If you want to go to the toilet, I recommend now is the time. It's called the bypass syndrome. Now it might not mean a lot to people in Tasmania. It's about, in Britain, it's an island, well, like you, an island, right? But Britain, there's no plans in Britain ever to stop building roads. Now there is nowhere in Britain you can't get to. And the only reason they build roads now in Britain is not to get from A to B, it's somewhere to put the cars that can't go the other way. And the song is called The Bypass Syndrome, because it's modern man's thinking, why solve the problem? We now have the technology to go around it. It's true. Now, you know, on Tassie at the moment, see, you've got a lot of space on Tassie. You might not notice this bypass syndrome, but 10, 20 years time, this song, you might go to yourselves, hey, do you know, I remember, back in the day, you will. Do you know, I discovered that the biggest lobby in the Houses of Parliament in London is the British Road Federation. It is the only lobby that has somebody sitting on every single committee that meets in the Houses of Parliament. No matter what they're discussing, somebody from the British Road Federation sits on that committee. Even if they're discussing salmon fisheries in the north of Scotland, there's somebody there to say, oh, well, you'll need a bridge over Loch Lomond and bypass along Glen Lomond. There's just so much money to be made out of road building that there's not a politician in Britain dare face the oil companies, the car manufacturers and everybody else that is involved in this British Road Federation. But I can face them because I'm only a folk singer and I'm a pedestrian. I don't drive me, right? I travel by British Rail, Oh, sorry. No, I don't know if you noticed, but I get a few requests. They're a bit too fast for me, though, I miss them. It's called the bypass syndrome. I'll have to tell you about this, you see, and you've got to look at an island with no plans to stop building roads. London has got an inner ring road, an outer ring road, an orbital. There are plans for a London orbital, and I have actually seen the plans for the London orbital, and believe you me, the people of the Isle of Wight and Shetland are going crackers. The faster the car, the better the road, the sooner we reach the next hold-up. With a bypass already fouled up. With a song I'm making a stand, I can't let them suffocate this land. In our haste, we're laying waste a beautiful place. Right, I give it. Oh, I've had to make a word up in this as well. I have to tell you this because you wonder what it is. I looked up in the dictionary. The word progress is a very positive word. If you look it up, you've got to say it with your head up and a smile, because progress makes the world a better place for all creatures. It's 20 years in Britain since I've seen anybody say it with their head up. They all go, oh, that's progress. If you look it up in the dictionary, you cannot use that expression. So you can't halt progress. And you can't. You've got to go, oh, you can't halt progress. It's great. So there's a word missing. Obvious. To put your head down, and I've made it up. It's rogress. Rogue, like a rogue. It's like a rogue elephant. And rogress looks like progress as it's coming towards you, but once it's been through your garden. So the faster the car, the better the road, the sooner we reach the next hold-up. With a bypass, already fouled up. With a song I'm making a stand, I can't let them suffocate this land in our haste. We're laying waste a beautiful place. You can't get to in this country. For many years the roads have not been rough, but the men who lay the plans to lay the tar across this land have too much to lose to say we've laid enough. There are fields of golden corn to feed our stomachs, flowers and trees on which to feast our eyes. There are moorlands where the air's yet unpolluted, but there are men already planning their demise. For there's motor manufacturers and oil men, construction firms and those that knock things down. They're smothering this nation, and their fearsome federation seem to have more power than Parliament or Crown. The faster the car, the better the road, the sooner we reach the next hold-up. With a bypass, already fouled up. With a song I'm making a stand, I can't let them suffocate this land in our haste. We're laying waste a beautiful place. So they're building a new bypass for the bypass. For the bypass that it bypassed is now filled. What we're doing Doing is a farce, for new roads attract new cars. No one dares to count the thousands killed. So many thousand people die each year now. If their bodies were displayed for all to see, and someone said my car can't be worth it, then sadly most of us wouldn't disagree. For we seem in such a hurry to slow down now, as we head toward the red light in dismay. As the roads get better and the cars get faster, the journey time gets longer with each day. The faster the car, the better the road, the sooner we reach the next old door. With a bypass and bypass and bypass already fouled up, with a song I'm making a stand. I can't let them suffocate this land in our haste. We're laying waste our beautiful place. Oh, there was a time when cars were just not needed, when home and work and food were close at hand, when travelling was rough, rare but romantic, and miles not hours we used to measure land. What used to take an hour now takes but minutes. But life still lived and lovely by far, by the birds and busy bees and blooming hedgerows, down the solitary confinement of the car. In a car we leave a city of 3 million and quickly reach another just the same. In our claustrophobic, xenophobic modules, we fear that human numbers are to blame, but in truth we fail to feel the living landscape, the dramas and the harmonies of life. As we unwind the sterile miles of highway, the virgin earth becomes the battered wife. The faster the car, the better the road, the sooner we reach the next old door. With a bypass, the bypass, the bypass already fouled up, with a song I'm making a stand. I can't let them suffocate this land in our haste. We're laying waste our beautiful place. But we're caught up in this awful bypass syndrome, in which solutions never can be found. For the bypass syndrome states why solve problems technology dictates we go around. But it's wiser to invent to fill what's needed than to invent and then create the need. But the deed is done, our will has been won over by the insidious seductiveness of speed. But there are those who say you can't halt progress. But it's progress, that's regress in disguise. True progress makes life better for all creatures. Progress destroys and fools us with its lies. But we can't just wait for some brave politician to stand up to the greedy powers that be. For it's our collusion in the bypass syndrome that brings us to the brink of tragedy. But we can't or won't address the pressing problem of too much traffic, never too few roads. As our tiny island home is suffocated, our quality of life slowly erodes. So between now and the year 2000 something, I pray St. George will come and make a stand, and with him we'll destroy the tar black serpents and leave this place a green and pleasant land. The faster the car, the better the road, the sooner we reach the next old door. With a bypass, the bypass, the bypass already fouled up, with a song I'm making a stand. I can't let them suffocate this land in our haste. We're laying waste our beautiful place. Hey, I tell you, you know, there's a lot of people who find that song very interesting, but there's as many people that can't make head nor tail of it. And although I wrote the song, I belong to the latter. Here's a song. Oh, this is not this. Oh, well, this is good. This is of me. This is of the CD that's in the pipeline. This one. It's a Scottish traditional song called Jessie from Dunblane. I would appreciate it if you join in with this one. Jessie from Dunblane, it's about 150 years old, this song. It's about a young lass called Jessie who had very little money. And she always only ever had very little money. She went into a rather posh pub, hotel sort of place with what little money she had. And she put what little money she had on the bar. Now, she was of low degree, and there was a fella stood at the bar who was of high degree, right? And actually, just by coincidence, the top of the bar was made of copper, and it had verdigris, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, what little money she had, she put on the bar, and the man of high degree commented upon it. He says, "Bag, so that's little money." And she said, "Yes, kind sir, I've only ever had very little money." He said, "I'll be honest with you," he said, "that's the littlest money I've ever seen." At that point, the landlord came over and he said, "Whose is that little money on the bar?" The man of high degree said, "It belongs to this young lady." Anyway, the landlord says, "Hey," he said, "I hope you haven't been putting that little money in the jukebox." She said, "I've never been in this place before." He said, "Somebody's been," I said, "Our jukebox and the one-arm bandits take standard sized coins. Somebody's been putting very little money in them, clogging them up." She said, "I've never been anyway." Anyway, the landlord jumped over the bar, and he laid into this young girl, and it ended up, of course, with the fellow of high degree defending her, fisticuffs, big battle, right? And of course, the locals said, "Hey, we're not having this," and they dived in, oh, blooming heck, all hell let loose. And he ended up getting chucked out in the street, and the door blooming locked behind him. And I believe it's the first case in Scottish history where a landlord has been barred out of his own pub. Anyway, to cut a long story short, Jessie from Dunblane married the fella of high degree, not without troubles, because she was vegetarian, right? And of course they had to come to a compromise, which they did because they both loved black pudding. Anyway, the marriage was doomed to failure. It didn't last long. It didn't last long, and they ended up getting divorced, and Jessie eventually emigrated to North America with her brother Frank, where they made a name for themselves. It's called Jessie from Dunblane, right? 2%, there's a 2%, right? Lovely young Jessie. Hey, you'll enjoy this one. Now, I'd appreciate it if you join in here. Hey, it's lovely young Jessie, lovely young Jessie, lovely young Jessie, the flower of Dunblane. Would you care to have a go? Let's have a go with me. I mean, there's a lot of people are embarrassed about singing in public. In the northeast of England, we call it the working men's club syndrome. People think to sing in public affects their machismo. And hey, this goes for the men as well, don't forget. Right? I was in the school choir in a working class area, and anybody who sung was called a sissy. We were the only choir, in fact we used to do tours because we were the only choir not singing. In the whole of Britain we used to go, look, we were the only ones not doing it. You know what I mean? Anyway, if you'd like to sing, but are afraid of people looking at you and calling you a sissy, you can do it just like a ventriloquist. Just go. It's lonely on the hay, oh hey on the hay, oh hey on the hay, the flower don't play. All right, don't be worried. And if you're still getting looked at, throw up. I said she wouldn't vomit in public, isn't it? I've got them all covered, all the angles are covered. It's lovely young Jessie, lovely young Jessie, lovely young Jessie, the flower of Dunblane, lovely young Jessie, lovely young Jessie, lovely young Jessie, the flower of Dunblane. Did anybody notice? Was I singing them? The sun had gone down over lofty Bedford and left the red clouds to preside o'er the scene as lonely eyes strayed through the calm summer gloaming. Their news on sweet Jessie, the flower of Dunblane. How sweet is the briar with its soft folding blossom. How sweet is the beck with its mantles of green. But sweeter and fairer and dear to his bosom is lovely young Jessie, the flower of Dunblane. It's lovely young Jessie, lovely young Jessie, lovely young Jessie, the flower of Dunblane. She's bonny and guileless simplicity marks of its own hearted, nabby and villain, divested of feeling, but blight in its blossom, the flower of Dunblane. Sing on, thou sweet mavis, thy song of the evening, your music's a treasure to Calderwood Glen. But sweeter and fairer and dear to his bosom is lovely young Jessie, the flower of Dunblane. It's lovely young Jessie, lovely young Jessie, lovely young Jessie, the flower of Dunblane. How dark were my days till I met with my Jessie. The sports of the city seemed foolish and vain. I ne'er saw a nymph I would call me young lassie till meeting the Jessie, the flower of Dunblane. Though mine were the station of lofty gust grandeur, amidst its profusion I languish in vain, and count it as nothing, the height of its splendor, if wanting young Jessie, the flower of Dunblane. If wanting young Jessie, lovely young Jessie, lovely young Jessie, the flower of Dunblane, lovely young Jessie, lovely tower of Dunblane. That's it. Thanks very much. That was Jessie from Dunblane. Thanks very much to all those that joined in. It was lovely to get a trio going. Do you know, there's loads of songs in the tradition about, like that one, the conflict when somebody of high degree falls in love with somebody of low degree. And my wife, I'm from Middlesbrough, and my wife is from Kent. And she went to the Chislehurst and Sidcup Grammar School for young ladies. Right? I went to Borstal. I failed the 11 plus at 18. Anyway, when Pat's mother found out we were courting, she went crackers. She really objected to us seeing each other. And for the life of me, I mean, it's stupid because I've never ever thought of myself as being posh. You know what I mean? Why, she said, aye. And when we got married, her mother insisted that we get married in the basement of Orpington British Rail, just so that she could tell her friends that her daughter had married beneath her station. No, I agree with you about that one, though. That was definitely worthy of a phew. Yeah, what's this one? Did I tell you what I was going to do? Oh, yeah. This is a good one. We've been to this. Oh, yeah. It's called Not for the First Time. Christmas hit off the cassette, this. Right? Not for the first time. It's about when you have high unemployment in Britain, traditionally, there's the southeast has always had lots of work, and the north has had. If there's a recession, it's the north first. See, and I was playing in the southeast of England not long since, in Sussex, in fact, and this I said because the recession hit the southeast of England as well, just the last few years, and I said to this lad, I said, it must be awful. I said, recession and that. He says, oh, I've never known the job situation as bad as this. Anyway, I had a few hours with this fella. It turns out he didn't actually know anybody unemployed, but he knew somebody who did. And I don't know anybody with a job. In fact, in Loftus, where I live, the only work there is, I've got. Anyway, so, and at this moment, my brother-in-law works in the southeast, and my nephew works in the southeast, and my own brother has been working loads of Teesside, that's where I live. They work in the Middle East for the oil companies, and on the oil rigs in the North Sea. And if they all come home, England would tilt. Anyway, there we go. So it's called Not for the First Time, and it's got shades of the Jarrow March, which some of you might have read about. Back at the Great Recession in the 30s, there was a walk from the north, Scotland and the northeast of England. There's unemployed people, they walked for 250, 300, even further miles down to London to demand jobs at the Houses of Parliament. But as you know and I know, there's only MPs get them. Everybody. It's just not fair, all the work's down there. You try to point it out, but who is there to care? The North is in despair, and it's not for the first time. It's just not fair, all the work's down there. You try to point it out, but who is there to care? The North is in despair, and it's not for the first time. Children wait by the dockyard gates, the very last time they can dive in his bait. What will be their fate? This is not for the first time. He's moving down south when the gates slam shut, going for a job down there. There is a glut. His father went before him on foot. It's not for the first time. It's just not fair on the works down there. try to point it out, but who is there to care? The North is in despair, and it's not for the first time. Down the shipyards and closing down the pits, the people emigrating and there's marriages and beds, family splits, and it's not for the first time. And just across the river in the town of Hartlepool, they built a little Chernobyl with workers off the door. Seems they want your soul, not your coal, and it's not for the first time. Well, it's just not fair on the works down there. You try to point it out, but who is there to care? The North is in despair, and it's not for the first time. The South wears the money, but the North wears the yoke. The South eats the honey, unemployment is a joke to them. Up there we need the dust and smoke, and it's not for the first time. So the children wait by the dockyard gate. I only hope and pray they will never share the fate of their daddy who's late today. Their daddy who's late getting paid. Their daddy who's late getting paid for the very last time. There is a couple of tunes on the whistle. Look at this, is Guinness turning up right, left and centre. All the very best. You know, the walk from Glasgow is better. Is any sports fans in the audience? Funny thing, I was in a pub in Glasgow during the Commonwealth Games, and the telly was on, and I had somebody behind me said, "There's Fatima Whitbread," and I turned round, and it was just this fella pulling a lump of lard out of his trophy bitter. What's this one there? I don't know what this is. Oh, it's a good one. It'll be a good one though. You'll be into this when I get there. I don't know. I've had that one. We've had that. It's a good one, isn't it? Hang on, there's another one. There's another one here. That was called the Moon Coin Reel, preceded by something else. Right? Don't know what it was. Here's a tune, it's the only, I've had a request for this, somebody remembers me doing it at Longford.
20 years ago.
Well, not quite as long ago, but anyway, it's a hornpipe, it's the only whistle tune that an audience can join in with, without an instrument. I've developed it, you know, for those, because you do get a lot of frustrated chorus singers. During the last couple of choruses, from up here, I can see people, you know, they sort of go, it's just not... As soon as they see somebody looking at them, see? And you can tell the frustrated chorus singer or the frustrated whistle player. Because as soon as there's an interval, they're usually the first out. And when you get to the toilet out there and the door's locked, there's somebody in there going, oh, Lily, you have to get it out of the system. Right? Now is your chance, this is your opportunity. What I'll do is I'll play this tune a couple of times through, and you shall learn it subliminally. This is why people buy rock and pop records. The industry knows it. You hear it half a dozen times on the radio. You know it in your head. You've learned it subliminally. See, if you hear a thing 3 times, it's firmly embedded in your sublim, which is about there. And the only way to get a song out of your sublim is to either sing it or have a sublimotomy. Or of course buy the CD, which does help. You're hell alive, huh? Filthy cheap. Filthy cheap. Now you then. I'll play it through, listen to it, and then get stuck in, right? I'll show you what you're supposed to do first. You're supposed to go, when I've played it, you have to go, I like that's what you have to do. So don't let me down. I'll tell you what, I'll only be leaving bits out. You don't have to do it all, just bits. And occasionally, for those of you that's not very good at it, I'll just leave one note out. You know, I mean, you can all do that without anybody spotting it. Me having a drink after that. No, it wasn't me. There we go then. I'll do a tune before it, because I'm in a good mood. It's the second tune you're going to join in with. You know, there are 275 notes in that tune. How come you all picked the last one? Huh? Anyway, listen, this is it. This is it now. This is it. This is it. I'm going to finish up. You've been the bee's knees, there's no doubt about it. It's been great to be back here. I mean, blooming neck. Hobart. What? Huh? Oh, there's nothing wrong with Hobart, I'll tell him. What? Hey, that's a well, and that's a compliment, that. Oh, hello. Yeah, I tell you. You're all the very best. Oh! You're all the very best. See, last time I was here, I didn't have that. You remember that?
We noticed.
That's a penalty spot. Oh, hello. Yeah, all the best. And with a bit of luck, I might get back this way with you know what I mean? If, you know what I mean? All the best. I'll finish with this one. Actually, I'm only going to pretend to finish with it. I'll be honest with you. It's always better. I think it's always better. Yeah, it is better. It's better to organise an encore in case you don't actually get one. So, you're going to get one whether you want one or not after this. And if you go home tonight without a CD or a cassette, just think there's four children back in England looking at our telephone that's not wired up. It's a good finish. It's called Absent Friends. Right, and Absent Friends. This was my Christmas hit off the cassette. This one. A fella called Keith Hancock. It's one of them songs. It means different things to different people. But I've got the daftest job in the world, travelling around. I meet people generally once a year. Some people I've met and stayed with once a year for 25 years, and it's bizarre. You know what I mean? I've known them for 25 years, but in actual fact, I've only known them for 25 days. It's odd. You know what I mean? And I mean, they had babies. They might have had babies 25 years ago. You know what I mean? And they should only be 25 days old. You know what I mean? And if it's if to bounce on your knee now, they'll break your blooming leg. Anyway. Absent Friends. Time heals wounds, they say. Time takes the pain away. I wonder why it never happened for me. It's years since you went away. I miss you night and day. Why you had to go is a mystery to me. All the best. Time heals wounds, they say. Time takes the pain away. I wonder why it never happened for me. It's years since you went away. I miss you night and day. Why you had to go is a mystery to me. I always found that while you were around, it helped me in sorrow. Your days, all my fears, for you always had time for troubles of mine. A shoulder to cry on, a listening ear. Time heals wounds, they say. Time takes the pain away. I wonder why it never happened for me. It's years since you went went away. I miss you night and day. Why you had to go is a mystery to me. The small things you do and pictures of you are printed for life on the back of my mind. I was always so sure your ways were so pure. To the faults and the bad times, a loved one stays blind. Time heals wounds, they say. Time takes the pain away. I wonder why it never happened for me. It's years since you went away. I miss you night and day. Why you had to go is a mystery to me. What seemed important then becomes trivial when fate deals the card that forces your hand on the places we've been together and seen. No more in the future, no more in the plan. Time heals wounds, they say. Time takes the pain away. I wonder why it never happened for me. It's years since you went away. I miss you night and day. Why you had to go is a mystery to me. It's all very strange, but when you went I changed. It just seemed to happen as day turned to day. Oh, I don't understand. Is it part of a plan? Can one person grow as another one fades? Time heals wounds, they say. Time takes the pain away. I wonder why it never happened for me. It's years since you went away. I miss you night and day. Why you had to go is a mystery to me. It's all very strange, but when you went I changed. It just seemed to happen as day turned to day. Oh, I don't understand. Is it part of a plan? Can one person grow as another one fades? Time heals wounds, they say. Time takes the pain away. I wonder why it never happened for me. It's years since you went away. I miss you night and day. Why you had to go is a mystery to me. as I can manage another. That was Keith Hancock's Absent Friends. Some of you might have heard of Keith Hancock. He's one of the few Vietnamese songwriters living in Britain. When I first met Keith, the surname Than, or double surname Hancock, I'd never come across. But there's quite a lot of Hancocks in Britain now. Yeah, all the very best. I've had a request for this. It's definitely the last one. I'm knackered. I mean, look, I'm a shadow of my former self. Aren't I? Even my clothes are not pressed. Right? They were when I left England. Eh? You're impressed, are you? Trousers are falling down? Blooming, I don't know. And my armpits are giving me jip. There's only one thing, I mean, you can get all sorts of deodorants. There's only one thing I find. Can you get Swarfega in Tasmania? It's the only thing that works for me. Oh, hey. What's this? I sung this years and years ago. It's a Bernie Parry song called The Man of the Earth. I just decided not to do it. I don't like rowdy. No, Man of the Earth, it is a beaut song. Bernie Parry wrote it for his granddad. Bernie lived just across the river from me near Hartlepool, and his dad worked in the steelworks. My dad worked in the steelworks as well, so the songs, it's cool, you know what I mean? Anyway, when his granddad retired, he was still as strong as an ox, but he'd reached the age of 65, so he had to stop work whether he wanted or not. And he spent all his days on the council allotment, looking after his few cabbages and what have you. And I don't know whether you know, but in England, if a pensioner is caught selling his produce from his garden, he can have his pension stopped, see? And it's out of order, eh? Is that right? I don't know, hold on. I sympathise with this fella. Just about 4 years ago, I was done for selling a few cabbages. So I mean, granted, they weren't my cabbages. But I understand. Anyway, thank you again, Tasmania. You're the bee's knees. All the very best, and clear off after it. No, stop, form a queue here, an orderly queue. That's what I want to do. I'm man of the earth, man of the soil. It is lonely allotment, he labours and toils. He's not much to do since he turned 65, so he's took to his garden to keep him